I went to watch the Marvels movie, and I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised after very, very low expectations. Let's talk about it. First off, I do want to talk about some of the bad things that I didn't like. Overall, I'll go ahead and give you this rating. It's an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed the movie, but there are a couple things keeping it away from that 10 out of 10. So let's talk about those things. First off, the biggest issue, in my opinion, is Brie Larson. I think she has the personality of a rock. I may be myself on this. I know a lot of other people don't like her in particular. I just found her to be like a robot in this movie, while other people are saying it's her best performance in the Marvel Universe, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of her. That's just my own opinion. Something else that I was still very confused about leaving the theater, my brother was also confused about this same thing. We talked about this on our way home, was the switching. It was still really confusing on why they even started switching in the first place. It kind of makes sense with Captain Marvel and Captain Rambeau, why they switched, because they both touched this jump point at the same time, kind of. And that would make sense a little bit, but for Miss Marvel to start switching places with them was also really confusing. I don't think we ever got a full explanation as to why all three of them were switching at the same time. Then at the end of the movie, they just stopped switching. I don't know. I also have to mention the villain. I think her motives for doing what she was doing was really great. Kind of seemed like they tried to do what Across the Spider-Verse did with his background character, who basically meant nothing to the movie or the universe as a whole, and make them a main villain that gave them a lot of trouble. While I find the motives really fun and really entertaining, it also gave Captain Marvel a lot more background as to why she never came back to Earth and what she was doing for however long she was in space. I just found the performance and the script a little bit lacking for the villain. I mean, to be honest, they didn't even really beat her. She kind of beat herself. She also felt a little strong just for a character that kind of had a hammer. Other than that, though, I really enjoyed the movie, and let's talk about all the really great things I found within the Marvels. First and foremost, you've probably heard everybody reviewing this movie say the same exact thing. Iman Vellani was the best part about this entire movie. You can really tell, out of all three of the main characters in this film, Iman Vellani is actually a fan of these characters. You can tell by the way she's portraying Miss Marvel. To be honest, out of the main three characters, I found Captain Marvel to be the least interesting, even though this film gave her a lot more background as to why she didn't come back to Earth. Monica Rambeau's character has some insane abilities, and I cannot wait to see them explore that further, but she's not exactly in that universe anymore. As far as heroes go, Captain Rambeau was easily my favorite hero in the film, but Iman Vellani crushed it in her role. This movie is one of the shorter MCU movies, and you definitely feel that, but it's from start to finish, you're never really bored because the movie just starts and it gets going very quickly. And I actually like that in a lot of movies, especially superhero films. I also have to say this, it has to be said, this is how you make a female empowerment movie without shoving it down people's throats like they did in Endgame. This movie was fantastic. You have to remember too, this review is coming from someone who hated the first Captain Marvel movie. I don't like Brie Larson whatsoever in anything she's ever done. I also didn't enjoy the Miss Marvel TV series. I mean, that one basically nothing happened. It was just about her and her family, which is great, but it just kind of didn't have a villain, and it was kind of weird towards the end. I don't know. But with all that, I really enjoyed this movie. I'd also have to be a fool to not mention the post-credit scene. While there's only one, that post-credit scene is one of the best post-credit scenes we've had in a Marvel movie or show for a while. I've seen a lot of people saying that the post-credit scene was cool, but not really the best thing ever. I've got to disagree. I think it was one of the best post-credit scenes we've seen. They finally introduced the X-Men. We got our first X-Men on screen for the Marvel Universe. And they're in a different universe, obviously, but that's what Secret Wars is going to be for. They're going to bring everything together. Again, overall, got to give it an 8 out of 10. Absolutely loved it, but some of those three things that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I just couldn't get past it, and that's why it's an 8 out of 10 and not a 10 out of 10. Other than that, very enjoyable movie. Highly recommend that you go watch it for yourself in theaters. All right, that's going to be it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you're going to watch the Marvels, and if you have already, please let me know what you thought of the movie down in the comments below. Did I kind of hit it on the head, or am I missing wildly with this one? I appreciate you guys for watching. I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.